Well, we started out the day almost completely backwards. It was warmer this morning with a temperature of 40 degrees than what it is right now. Our low for today is the current temperature, 26 degrees. And with a little bit of wind out there, guys, it is so chilly. Now, I want to show you what we're talking about earlier in the day. One of the reasons for a little bit warmer temperatures, see the fog? As we look there at Kingsport, a time lapse of the area, still at 8:24 a.m., we were still holding on to some of that fog, and it was still warmer with that fog. As that fog kind of cleared and more of a northwesterly flow developed, though, we stopped the clock at 12. You can see the fog's pretty well dissipated. More of a northwesterly flow is allowing pretty cool conditions, and we still held on to the clouds, though, keeping it rather cool and pretty much the same for tonight as well. Now, taking a look at Tusculum University, we had a brief blip of snow that briefly put a little bit of snow down there on the ground, and while it wasn't a lot, some folks could step outside and say, hey, it looks like it's going to snow pretty good, but it didn't really last. Just enough to kind of coat the grass and some of the vehicles out there. Still holding on to those cool conditions, though. A temperature of 27 degrees. And that northeasterly flow, my goodness, that 12 making it feel just nail-biting cold. It is so chilly out there. Now for tonight, still holding on to those cool conditions, anywhere between 13 and 22. Obviously, our warmer areas, kind of typical, will be the valleys around the Tri-Cities, but would not be surprised to see some low teens in some of our mountainous communities. I'll show you what I'm talking about here with our forecast lows. Bristol tonight checking in with a low of 17 degrees, while Abingdon right at the same, 17 degrees will be your low. And hello, Marion, a temperature of 17 degrees, pretty much area-wide. We're holding on to that chill. It's going to be really cool. It's a good night. Just go ahead and get a hot beverage, maybe a hot tea out there, and definitely bring the coat, guys. My goodness, it's chilly. So looking at Power 5 Doppler radar, you'll see the remnants of what little bit of snow we had earlier in Greene County. Now kind of pushed southwest of the area, right around the Pigeon Forge area, maybe a little bit of light snow showing up on radar, but really nothing to talk about. The big story is going to be the winds for us and the cloud cover. If you look off to our east, though, oh my goodness gracious. It's almost going to be like Snowmageddon, maybe a little bit of ice out there as well. So if your plans takes you off towards Myrtle Beach or down that way or towards the coastal areas, looking at mainly icy conditions, not quite the ice and snowstorm developing, but you compare that to the Tri-Cities region, we'll mainly just be seeing cloud cover. Now it's going to keep those temperatures cool as well as we head to tomorrow. These are not afternoon highs. These are, these are afternoon highs, guys. This is not low temperatures. We're looking at low 30s area wide. It's going to be a real cool blustery day. Elizabeth, and you'll be checking at 33. That might be our warm spot, 33 degrees. Well below the normal high of 46. Pretty much the same case scenario heading into Southwest Virginia. Hello, Marion, guys. Yeah, we'll be looking at 27 degrees tomorrow, and 20 is pretty well common for all of our Southwest Virginia counties from Buchanan to Wise, Dickinson, and even northern Lee County as well. Keeping those cool conditions for tomorrow. Now, that next weather maker is going to be an area of low pressure that's keeping us in the clouds, keeping us with the cool conditions off to our east. You'll see that. It's just barely getting to the southern Appalachians, but mainly in the Piedmont. Oh, my goodness. The cool air with the precipitation, rain and snow just right off to our east. And then we have that line of ice developing anywhere down to the southeast. While for us, we're just holding on to the northwesterly flow, keeping things cool while that snowstorm is just ripping up the east coast. And we'll be holding on to those cool conditions here with the wind, mainly just 5 to 10, not like really that gusty, but when you're talking about temperatures in the 20s, it does not take much wind at all to make things feel rather chilly. 5 to 10 for tomorrow, stop the clock at 10. We're still dealing with that northwesterly flow. And pretty much all throughout Friday, area-wide, going to be dealing with that. Maybe a little bit higher gusts, though. I would say 15 to 20 mile per hour gusts, for some regions, and would not be surprised, especially on our mountaintops, to have windier conditions. Now look at this as we go into Saturday night. This is going to be something that is going to allow radiational cooling to take place. I'll explain that here in a minute. But that's going to be because of the calm winds that's going to develop. And the way it works, usually when we have a little bit of wind kind of blowing around there and cloud cover in place, it keeps temperatures up. But any heating that we've had during the day just lost right out to space when we have those clear skies and calm winds in place. And that's going to make way for a really chilly night. Hold on to those calm winds on Saturday morning, but low teens will be possible for our valleys, but would not be surprised if a little bit of snowpack on the ground in our mountains. Maybe we'll have some single-digit lows, so it's going to be really cold and will not be warming up all that much as we head into Saturday either. 38 degrees is it. And we have to remember our normal high is 46. So not warming that much into Sunday either. A temperature of 39, while low 40s, that may be about it for Greene County as well. That's not that warm, but that's about what we have to deal with. So holding on to these cool conditions for the weekend. As we head into the early part of next week, look at this. We might actually get closer to the average high of 46. Still holding on to those cool overnight lows, but eventually going to migrate. And when we start to warm up and migrate with our temperatures, then the next rain chance moves in with another cold front, something we'll have to time out and watch very carefully, guys. And as we move into Wednesday and Thursday of next week, though, that cold air is going to rush back in, reinforcing the cold air that we're already dealing with.